What did you get him for Valentine's Day?
My presents.
Okay.
It's a gift, okay?
Yo.
Hello, co-workers.
You got some bass in the headphones.
Yeah.
I should not.
A lot of bass in that.
Nah, we about to really get busy.
But what's up, co-workers? Welcome
what
back to another episode of the We Outside Afterwork podcast. I am Dana.
And I am Aaron. And it's a pleasure to see y'all once again. Beautiful, fine faces. What's up, Dana? How you, man?
I'm good. It's been 2 weeks since we recorded.
Where it's been a minute.
So we definitely got to do a little check-in, catch up, just to see what we've been up to. So
I ain't been up to nothing.
Yeah, you was in Vegas.
I was in Vegas, wasn't I?
Yeah, for your birthday.
Well, I mean...
Well, it wasn't your birthday.
It wasn't technically a birthday. It was more like a just quick little getaway. We had some time. We had some comps. Figured, let's go enjoy the sun. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it wasn't no sun in Vegas. It was cold as shit. But at the end of the day, I just had a really good time.
How long were you there for?
I was there for 6 days.
That's a long time to be in Vegas. Like, most people, when they go to Vegas, it's like 2 days, 3 days max.
So what I realized is I got to go on a weekend. Because I went from, like, Sunday to Saturday. Mm-hmm. So I missed the fun. Mm-hmm. Man, I was out there on Friday night. It was like this Selena party or something. Like, these niggas was wilding. Like, I'm like, damn, they having a good-ass time. It wasn't no DJ or nothing in the club. Mm-hmm. But I never partied with, like, a big group of Mexican people. Like... But they
know how to party. Yeah, like they literally, have a good time.
But what about you? What you was up to?
So I feel like a lot has happened in these past 2 weeks since we last saw each other. Mm-hmm. So the first thing, I want to shout out the women from the Spill It card game. So yes, shout out to them. I recently did a Zoom game night with them, and it was actually during the time you were in Vegas, mm-hmm. so you weren't able to make it, so I was there. And when I tell you, like, it was such a dope game that they literally created because the way they would like have girls night, they would always like talk to each other and like just have just intimate conversations, which most women do. And they decided, why not like have a card game to go along with it? So they invited, it was a couple of their friends, and they invited a few like podcast people, and I was one of them. Mm-hmm. And I actually got MVP of the night.
Drop a bomb for Dana. Let's go.
Yeah, I was surprised. And the reason being, they said I was the most unfiltered.
She was spilling it.
Unapologetic and just authentic. So shout out to them. They're from different parts of the country. So they said in the summertime they'll possibly come to the city. And I was like, all right, well, let us know, and we'll definitely have you on the podcast.
So give us some examples of, some of the things that you spilled.
Some of the things, the questions? Okay.
No. I don't want any question. I want the questions you spilled.
I took a screenshot of one question that was in the card game, because I do want to purchase the game. Like, it was definitely something we can start with our guests, mm-hmm. like have open dialogue with it. And
I'll answer the question, too. I don't know the question, so.
I think I sent it to you. I don't remember. I don't have the picture. I think it's right here. Okay. So it says, have you ever not acknowledged or erased someone from your body count, and would you let them redeem themselves? So those are the type of questions.
Okay. I like that question. Yeah. I personally have never erased somebody from my body count unless I don't remember it.
Okay.
I think it's a lot of those sometimes, right, where you be like, damn.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I answered that question that night, just because I feel like, I don't know, like, body count to me is very, it's like college, mm-hmm. high school. Like, as you get older, like, you experience different people and different mm-hmm. things. So no one that I know really keeps track of that, and I don't ask those questions. So that was one thing that I did. I've recently been just trying to figure out the plans for my birthday, mm-hmm. because I turn 29 next month. High season is on the cusp. So I am going to Jamaica with family and friends, and possibly you and whoever you invite. Yes, the invite is open. It's a +1. And we figured out where we're staying. We're doing all-inclusive, adults-only mm-hmm. resort.
Oh, so you said anybody I want, but now I can't bring the kids.
Oh, nah. It's adults only. But my friends, like, they really made it a point. It was like, mm-hmm. yeah, no, we don't want kids on this trip.
Understood. I don't want kids on the trip either. The last thing I want to do is bring babies on a vacation.
We're going to be, like, drinking and, like, having a good time. Like, no one really wants to
babysit.
Exactly. So that's what I've been up to as well. And then one thing I do just want to mention that I've been doing like every morning, I've been listening to frequency music. Do you know what that is?
Like the fucking sounds of the waves and all that kind of stuff?
No.
Okay.
Similar, but no. So it is meditation music. So it's like different frequencies to help you unlock different parts of your chakra, attract like positive energy, like let go of anxiety and stuff like that. So there's all on YouTube. Like you can literally YouTube like frequency music. And to me, it like helps calm me and make me like ready for the day. So yeah, that's something that I just been tapping into. But
I tried a little bit of that when Nori was born, just giving her different sounds to help her sleep, calm down.
Did it
and all
help?
that stuff. Nope. All she needed was some Michael Jackson. That shit worked every time.
Oh, okay.
But you know, that's dope because everybody has a different thing that works for them. So if it works for you, go for it. Like,
yeah, it definitely works.
I always get some of my more soulful, spiritual friends. They always try to like give you that heightened sense of like self.
Yeah.
So I recommend it for everybody out there. Like, definitely do your best to listen to frequency music, different sounds, just calmness.
Yeah, because I feel like you just sometimes need a break from the mainstream kind of music that's on the radio, on your Apple Podcast, Spotify, like just to tap into like different feelings and like music.
Stop tapping into your ratchet feelings. Like we don't need that 24/7.
Yeah, switch it up a little bit. Yeah, speaking of switching it up, Valentine's Day is coming up.
What's that?
Valentine's Day on the, what is it, the 15th of February?
If it's on the 15th, it's on the 15th. We can celebrate on the 15th.
So it's Love Day. Like
It's
it represents. Okay, I don't know. I don't have a Valentine, so I don't know. I usually do have a Valentine, but like I don't have one this year. But I just want to say like it doesn't really mean that much to me to just like celebrate on the day. Because I feel like it's gonna be like everywhere you go is gonna be super crowded and
that's
packed.
why you make reservations.
You make reservations, but then you're just like surrounded by just, I don't know, like to me it's just doing too much.
No, so let me give you the opposite perspective, because a lot of people say that, right? Like, you know, I don't need to celebrate Valentine's Day.
Every day is Valentine's Day.
Every day is Valentine's Day, right? So corny, right?
That's not corny.
I want to put
that.
a point of emphasis on my love for you. So this is what I'm going to do. It has nothing to do with it being Valentine's Day. It's just, this is a day I want to focus on you.
I
What's
think it
so
has
bad about
everything
that?
to do with Valentine's Day because that is a specific day for
It's
love.
Christmas, Thanksgiving. Those days are meant to focus on being thankful,
right.
being
And then
giving.
when you go into stores, like you see a lot of subliminal messages with like the candy, the hearts and stuff like that.
It's capitalism.
So it is, which is fine. Like I'm not saying if you do that, it's a bad thing. I think just for me, maybe it's because I don't have a Valentine, but I'm doing like a Galentine's this year.
But that's
what?
So you're not going to celebrate Valentine's Day because
I don't have one.
But then you're going to celebrate Galentine's Day? Like, I don't understand.
So it was an invite.
Okay.
Like one of my friends.
So
it was Kayla. Shout out to Kayla.
A whole bunch of
She was
y'all
on the
ain't got no niggas to hang out with, so y'all going to get together?
No, they all have boyfriends actually. And some of them are pregnant. So let's not.
I'm just trying to understand because we don't have no
judge.
Brolentine's Day or nothing like that.
Well, it's kind of the same thing where you celebrate just being around your friends. I don't know guys that do that, but girls tend to do that. Like, we'll do Galentine.
You know why? Because we celebrate around our friends every day. Ain't that what you just said?
Which we always do.
So why are you making it a point of emphasis now if you just said that you don't want to make it a point of emphasis on Valentine's Day for love?
I just said I don't have a Valentine. So I'm not celebrating it in a love way with a significant other because I don't have a Valentine. Okay. But Galentine, which I'm going to an event for because one of my friends invited me to. I didn't plan us to have this. So shout out to Kayla. Thank you for the invite. And I want to say for you, like, do you feel any pressure to have, like, to do and go all out for your special love?
So Valentine's Day, historically, for men, is a lot of pressure, right? Because we got to deal with not just what the expectations are for a woman, but what other men are doing for their women, right? Because it's essentially competition.
Right.
Is it in all actuality, no, but in our minds, it's like, nah, I gotta buy the big balloons. I gotta buy the big elephant and the stuffed animal.
It is competition, because once the girls get in the group chat talking about what their boyfriend or husband has planned for them for the holiday, then if the ones who are kind of like asking their boyfriends or husbands that don't have anything planned, like, oh, my friend's husband is doing this for them, like, what are you gonna do for me? So I feel like it is somewhat of a competition,
which sucks because boyfriends aren't made equal. Like some dudes aren't givers, some dudes are a little frugal, some dudes are just expensive, want to do the most. So I mean, I can't compare, well, I'm not a woman, but I can't compare my man to your man. And that's weird.
I think it depends on what you want, like what you guys talk about and what's important in your relationship.
Right,
like,
can I ask you
what
would be important from a Valentine's perspective for you?
Well, if I had a Valentine, actually, I could talk about last year, because I did have a Valentine, and because Valentine's Day is around my birthday. Last year, someone that I was dating, they planned a photo shoot for me because they were a photographer. So we did that. And then we went to the city and we went to like a Korean barbecue place.
I don't like Korean barbecue.
Really?
I don't want to cook. That's your job. But I'm sorry. Continue.
Oh, what?
This is a lot. I'm over here struggling with the shrimp and the chicken and chicken.
It's very simple. Like, to me,
maybe I had a difficult order.
Yeah, for me, you just put the food on the thing, converse, and then your food is ready in like 2 minutes. So it's not hard.
I don't know what microwave y'all went to, but
we had the stove in the middle.
Man, that shit was.
Maybe the meats y'all had was like.
I had steak. But it wasn't like real steak. It's
usually like very thin though.
Yeah, that shit. I don't know what kind of steak that was. I ain't never seen a cow bone that looked like that. But
Yeah, usually they don't have bones in it.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. But continue.
Yeah, so we did that, and then what else did we do? I think he got me some gifts and stuff and flowers because I love red roses.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was really sweet.
It was, right?
Yeah, but it was everything that I like.
Okay,
so I think if the person that you're dating knows the stuff that you like and they tap into that and they get you an abundance of that for Valentine's Day, like, I think that's dope.
Now, I asked her a question particularly because it's a trap, right? I wanted to see if she was going to say what I expected her not to say, which she didn't say. What did you get him for Valentine's Day?
I actually got him cologne. What's the
Moment
problem?
of silence.
What's the problem?
He got you a photo shoot, took you to Korean barbecue. He got you this. He got you that. He got you this. And
listen,
here's some.
The thing with the photo shoot, he's a photographer. Number one.
Okay. Did it cost money?
Two. Two, like,
insane.
It was a surprise. It was like, oh, I know your birthday's coming up, so I want to do something nice for you. So I'm like, okay, bet. And also my presents.
Okay.
It's a gift, okay? Anyway, let's move on from Valentine's Day because, well, that was my experience. So you didn't answer the question, though.
Okay, shit.
Like, do you feel like, for you, Aaron, because one of the things I want us to do more on this podcast is talk from our perspective. Because when we start to generalize stuff, I think that's when a lot of people start to get any feelings like, oh, no. Yeah, so.
But for me, I'm a very, very sentimental gifter. So I try to get things from the heart. I try to, plan days.
Like, what have you given in the past?
Just gifty shit. Like, I don't know, like
teddy bears.
So
flowers,
I'll go back.
Poems.
I'll go back way back. Like when I was like 18, I had wrote this girl a poem every day since the day that we met.
Wow.
And
that's thoughtful.
And I stopped writing it right on Valentine's Day. I printed it out in red. It was like pink and lavender paper with red and pink ink. And then I gave her a bag full of red and pink lollipops and candies. And it was just a whole bunch of like red and pink Valentine's.
That's really thoughtful, though.
I wonder if she still has it. I haven't talked to her in years. But at the same time, her friends told me it was a nice gesture. So somebody at least appreciated it.
Yeah, no, that's very sentimental. For me, like, I'm a big card person. Like, if you send me a card.
Yeah, my mother got me big on cards.
I keep cards from like years ago. Like, I literally keep them in a sandwich bag. So stuff like that, like pictures, and not pictures on my phone. Like, I'll delete them from like exes and stuff.
Not me.
But you don't delete pictures with your exes?
No. For what?
I do.
What's the point? It's a
it
picture.
helps me. Like, it helps my mental health because, like, when I be scrolling through my pictures, like, I don't want to see someone that I just used to date. Like, I prefer to just delete it.
Yeah, I don't care that much. Like, no, unless it becomes legal, because you keep the nudes stuff in your phone.
You keep the nudes?
I don't if it gets deleted, but I don't delete it. That's a lot of work. Why am I going out of my way to delete pictures?
Funny? One of my other male friends said that. He was like, he was with someone he was dating, and they were in his car, and he had the GPS going. And you know how they, like, on iPhones, they'll say it's like a memory area or whatever. Yeah. So he, like, accidentally slid to that screen, and a picture with him and his ex popped up. And the girl he was dating, like, she looked at it for a minute. And then he was like, it was just like a weird silence. And they had to have a conversation about it.
They didn't have to have a conversation.
They didn't, but like I guess it was his like, I don't know, but he ended up telling her like, hey, listen, I didn't have time to delete the pictures. He literally said that.
Why he gotta, see, that's like, the problem. He shouldn't have lied.
That's a lie?
The hell yeah, that's a lie.
So
I didn't have time to delete the pictures. You know how long it takes to delete a picture? Yeah. It takes no time to delete a picture.
So you don't delete pictures?
No, because it's a waste of time. It's not that you don't have it. Why am I going out my way to just say, oh, don't like this picture?
You just said it takes 2 seconds to delete.
It does, but it's going out of your way to do something. It's one thing if it pops up in his suggested pictures and he's like, okay, I don't want to see that, not delete it. But for me to scroll back to 2012 and go ahead and delete, I ain't got time for that shit.
Well, I usually delete them once I know for sure that I'm done with the person.
Nope.
But yeah, I still got a couple pictures that I haven't deleted just because, like you said, there was so many. And I'm kind of like,
and who does that hurt? If you want to do it for you, if you want to do it for you, go for it. Like, I'm not going to tell you not to do whatever works for your mental health, but for somebody else, get over that shit.
Do what you want to do. So, let's skip to the next topic, and this is something that I kind of just wanted to get into,
especially for Valentine's Day, because you could save some bread.
I mean, I don't know if this will relate to Valentine's Day, but if it does help you,
all the money I'll be spending.
Glad. Yeah, from Vegas. Yeah, okay. All right, so the next topic is credit cards, and basically like how I got out of most of my credit card debt. So back in college, that's where I accumulated the majority of my credit card debt. So it was probably about, and I'm gonna be like super transparent, like I'm giving details and numbers. So I probably got into, I want to say like $10,000 into debt, like credit card debt. Just because when you're 18, they say, you're able to sign up for a credit card and they'll give you a limit of like $2,000. So I'm like, okay, knowing that, I have to pay this back. Like I wasn't like clueless and thinking like this is free money. I'm like, all right, like once I get my job, like I'll definitely like have enough money to pay. But then in college, you have like a lot of days that you go out with your friends, and I'm like, I need a new outfit. So I use that as an excuse to just always buy new shit. And it landed me in $10,000 of debt. So today, I'm probably like, it's basically cut in half. So I probably have about $4,000 to $5,000 of debt left. And I have about like 5 credit cards. And initially I thought about getting the
like
consolidating, yeah. But the thing with that is like once you do that, like first they cancel your credit cards, and because they pay it all from like the different credit card banks that you have them with. But I didn't want to do that. Like your credit history is important. So I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. So I'm like, all right, I need to think of a plan of how to pay down this credit card debt. So the way I do it is somewhat of the snowball effect, where you take the credit card that has, most people do it either with like the most money and then pay like big lump sums until that's gone. And then they do the next credit card, pay big lump sums until that's gone as well. But my system, it was basically taking the credit cards out of my wallet, like putting them away in a closet, like don't use them at all. And I still have about like 2 like daily credit cards that I use. But those not every day, but like, when you just don't want to use a debit card. So I'll use those. But those were like my everyday usage cards. So I had those. But the credit cards that I knew I was not using, the one that had the least amount of debt or usage was the one I was paying off first. Mm-hmm. So that was the system until I got rid of like 2 credit cards, 3 credit cards. And now I'm down to paying 1. And yeah, my credit score went up and like my FICO score went up and like I'm in a great place financially. But like credit cards, they don't have to be so like looked down upon. Mm-hmm. Like you can still use the credit cards, but you just have to use them safely.
And I don't want to scare people and think that people don't want to use credit cards, because they will, but once they get to a position where it's like I'm American Express eligible, I don't want nothing else. That's what people try to do. Like mm-hmm. I want to get something that puts me in a low what is this shit called, APR, with a high credit limit, and then I can kind of chill a little bit on credit, because mm-hmm. if I get a $15,000 Amex and I know I'm not putting that much bread on it, then I'm in a comfortable position. But like a lot of these stores, they try to give you these credit cards.
Oh, yeah, like Marshalls.
With hey.
Listen, yo, they be pushy as fuck at Marshalls. At the registers, like they really try to. Are you that person?
I don't have nothing to say about this conversation.
I'll literally say no. I'm like, no, thank you. Like I have enough credit cards, and they'll be like, you sure? You get 50% off like on this purchase, and I'm like, no, I'm good. And they're like, well, this, you know, and I'm like, no, I literally don't need it. So is that something y'all like have to do?
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, but I just be like, listen, I'm good off the credit cards.
Another thing that I was taught is, if you want to get out of debt, because that's a very important thing. Like I'm in a space where I want to buy a house soon, right? So I need to set mile markers. I need to say, where does my debt begin and how do I get it to end, right? Mm-hmm. So if I have $10,000 worth of debt and I want to get it done by December, or let's say February of 2024.
You have to set goals.
You have to set goals, and you have to accommodate for the interest, mm-hmm. right? So if you know your interest is going to be X amount of dollars, every month you got to make that payment plus the interest, mm-hmm. and allow it to accumulate that dollar amount that you have.
Yeah, you have to look at your statements.
Yeah, and don't just focus on minimum payments. Minimum payments don't do nothing but keep you in debt.
Just not to cut you mm-hmm. off, but I just wanted to speak on that. So because I had so many credit cards, like it's okay to pay the minimum, mm-hmm. but when I say minimum, like you also have to pay at least like $5 over the minimum. Like that's a minimum to me. Mm-hmm. So I'll pay the minimum for the credit cards that I'm currently using while I'm paying off like huge lump sums mm-hmm. for the credit cards that are like tucked away. Mm-hmm. So that's how, you know, like I also increase my credit score, and also I'm getting a whole bunch of like, oh, your limit has increased, mm-hmm. and they want me to spend more because I'm like, because I'm paying off the debt. But you have to have self-discipline and be like, no, like this is my goal. Like I'm paying off my debt, so I'm not gonna like spend a mm-hmm. lot of money on these extravagant purchases.
And you gotta be mindful of, like, let's say I'm doing furniture purchasing, right? A lot of them will give you 12 months, no interest. If you get a no interest card, you need to pay that shit off first, mm-hmm. with all due respect to the other debt that you might accumulate, because usually if it comes with no interest, mm-hmm. as soon as that interest hits, it's probably going to be super high.
I try not to get those cards just because, like you just said, no mm-hmm. one reads the fine print, and you don't really know, unless you're like looking at your statements, like mm-hmm. you don't really keep track of like on this day in 6 months, like all this interest is going to come back if I don't pay this in mm-hmm. full.
Now on the flip side, because it is a assistance to your credit if you do open up a credit card and pay it off, right? So if you know I'm buying a house, I'm going to buy furniture, I might take out that credit card because mm-hmm. I'm going to get 10, 15, 20% off of my purchase. I can literally just pay it off right then and there. Mm-hmm. But like Dana said, you got to have that discipline. Because if you don't have that discipline, now that's another bill.
And credit cards are your friend. Like, mm-hmm. I came across this article. I don't know the name or where it came from, but basically they were saying that most millionaires, they use credit. Mm-hmm. They don't ever pay for stuff with their debit cards, just because they know the importance of building that credit and that credit history with different banks, and then paying off the amounts with your own income. Mm-hmm. So that can really benefit you if you truly know how to do that properly.
We gotta get a millionaire on here.
You know millionaires?
I think I know somebody that's on the way. So we
homie?
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna see what's up, because Because I want to know how that money translates.
Yeah, I want to know like their relationship with money, because and not saying that all millionaires have a healthy relationship with money, but I think when you get to a point where you know how to tap in and make money in that lump sum, like you're doing something right.
Absolutely. So. But not to make this a trendy conversation, because I don't really like us having trendy conversations.
Using credit cards is trendy?
No. I'm segueing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Segue. But one of the more popular things online is our favorite ratchet Krishan Rock.
You like them? I can't. Like, I'm at a point where I truly just have to scroll past it. I don't even want to read it. I don't want to see the videos. Like, it's too much.
It is too much. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. Like, I don't want to talk about them. I want to talk about the limits of love, right? Because if that's love, it's a lot going on there, right? So I want to know, like, what are your limits in love? Or are you unconditional? Do you not see it as, like, no reason to step away?
I think we kind of touched on this with the last episode when we talked about the talking stage, and it comes to a point where it's like, love has to be conditional, because it's literally like hurting you physically and emotionally. So for me, like, it does come with conditions. Like, I want to fall like deeply in love with somebody, but I don't want it to come to a point where like I'm literally putting myself last, and like my being and like how I'm taking care of myself last, because I'm pouring so much into this person that I love. And
we know Dana prefers to go first.
Shut up.
But I'm gonna disagree, only because if this is what I truly believe in, I need to see it. Like, if I need love to truly be unconditional, maybe I need to go through some shit.
What specifically is unconditional to you? Like, what does that mean?
That means that no matter what me and this person goes through, my love is not going to change for them. Doesn't mean consequences aren't a thing, right? If I have to leave you, that doesn't mean I don't love you.
I agree. No,
right?
And that's actually what I was going to say. Like, you can always still have that strong love for somebody, but that love is not going to keep you in the relationship with them. Yeah, like, you can always love them.
I think that's where a lot of people fuck up, right? Because they look at love as a need of presence. Right? I don't need you to be present for me to love you personally. So for me, it's easier to step away. It's easier for me to leave, because I recognize, like, this is harmful. Like, and then on top of that, if your significant other is gaslighting you to make you feel like you're supposed to be here and you're the problem, then that's
I can spot a gaslighter real quick, even with dating. I'm like, no, thank you. Because especially when they try to like invalidate your feelings. So it was probably like a couple months ago when I was like really just trying to date and, you know, live that life, but not anymore. Anyway, there was someone who like we started talking probably for like a couple days, and I had to cut it off because I'm like, oh, he's a big gaslighter and a narcissist. So one thing that I noticed was when we would have conversations, and like I would just like, I'm very sarcastic, right? And that's just like my personality, and like certain things I say, like I can't give an example right now, but he'll literally try to flip it and be like, damn, like why are you so sensitive, or like why this or what, like be very aggressive. And I'm like, first of all, it was not that deep, and second, like why are you so like just like ready to, you know, like argue? Like that was the vibe that I was getting. And
arguing is like one of the biggest things for me to make me just want to, you know what?
Especially in the beginning.
I'm good. Let me just get my shit and go, because I don't want to sit here and be fighting over small petty shit. But what I did realize is that's kind of what it takes sometimes to overcome, is getting through the tiny petty shit, right? To get to know each other, get to know what their quirks are. But is it going to be to the point where I'm belittling myself? Like, I would never want you to be in no situation where you're like, I like this dude enough, it's petty, these arguments ain't anything, and then all of a sudden you in front of your family and he making you look small.
Yeah, because and it'd be the little things that you notice in the beginning that you overlook. Those do tend to be the things where like why things end, because it just gets worse.
And I know we started this conversation talking about Krishan and Blueface and whatnot. And the reason that it's such a problem for me, their relationship, is because they put on for the internet, right? Like, at what point do we recognize, like, our relationship is not meant?
You know what I think about sometimes? I'm like, how much are they getting paid? Because they now
I don't think it's real.
They now have a, I don't think it's real either, but they now have a show on Zeus where I heard the last episode they got married or something. But it's like these major media companies and platforms, and they did a run on like multiple podcasts. Like I think they were on Angela Yee's Lip Service. They did Jason. Did they do Jason Lee?
I don't know. I just know they was on No Jumper because that's when she was spazzing.
Okay, yeah, but they were on like all these podcast platforms, and I'm like, how much are they paying y'all to come on and basically show your toxicity?
But they want that for the masses to see. Right? Because a lot of people have problematic relationships. A lot of people have fucked up situations. So if I'm like, look at them, they on TV, they going through XYZ. So it's like, okay, it's okay if I go through it. Like, it's not okay. This shit is not okay.
Yeah, no.
Like, dragging.
I truly can't even deal with it anymore.
Like, I don't want to fight nobody's father on the internet. Like, that's crazy as shit. So,
yeah.
But it be like that sometimes. So
okay, so let's get into the next topic that you got on here. Being outside after work, best ways to decompress. So this can actually tie into what I was saying with the frequency music. Like that also helps me decompress. Like before I go to work, like before I actually go into the office, it helps like calm me and my anxiety. And then so I went out yesterday, and it was actually the first time I went to a lounge after 10 o'clock. Because now that I'm over 25, I more so want to go to day parties and brunches and stuff. Like, I'm not about to be in a club or lounge, like, all hours of the night. But my friends, like, we kind of planned this a couple months ahead.
Like Valentine's Day. I'm messing with you.
No, I just got that invite a couple days ago. Shut up. Anyway, so this was already planned in advance, and it was from 10 to 3 a.m., and the promoter was Phil, so he's going to come on the podcast, hopefully in March, but his schedule be really busy. But, yeah, so yesterday, I kind of just, like, took my nap because I knew I was going to be out late, and then probably by, like, 1 in the morning, like, I was just yawning. I'm like, yo, I want to go home.
Because you washed. I'm just saying.
I don't live that lifestyle. I guess, okay, whatever. If it's washed, like, I don't care. But either way, it's like I don't want to club all hours of the night like that.
I feel you. Like, for me, because mind you, Vegas is a different time zone and all that stuff. So we was just out, and it's like, yo, I am sleepy.
Did y'all go to the club?
We didn't go to the club because we couldn't make it in the club. Like, we was done by like midnight, 1 o'clock.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I'm not making it to 3 in the morning, 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
But it was this one fucking karaoke, because I love karaoke. I don't know if y'all know that about me.
Do you?
Yeah, I sang "Man in the Mirror." Michael Jackson, salute to you. I'm a do one of them fucking Michael Jackson improv shows. Like, I'm that nice. Like, I was. Anyways, but they was in there wilding. And I like it because it's like, let your hair down. Don't give a fuck who judging you. I just
That's the point of karaoke, right?
Well, some people be coming in karaoke being fucking Whitney Houston. I don't need y'all to go to karaoke. Y'all need to sit your ass down, go in the studio or something.
Stop it.
We're here showing off and shit. Yeah, fuck you. We playing. This is for fun.
Right.
I'm screaming Mariah Carey at the top of my lungs. I don't need you to come out here Jennifer Hudson and shit.
Yeah.
Like, sit your ass down somewhere. But It was really a moment for us to just sit back and laugh, and they had a really dope host. She had no booty, like, I'm talking about straight back, but she was twerking and she was shaking all her back. It was the most hilarious thing.
Not shaking her back.
She was shaking her back like crazy.
Was it moving?
It wasn't at all. And then she was like, "Where my Crip walkers at? Where my Crip walk?" It was
really.
And then Vegas by Cali, so I'm like, I don't know if I need to, indulge in this.
Yeah, you don't know, right? Like what could happen?
Like, these niggas is out here.
Shit could pop off.
But tell me more about brunch. Like, what?
Well, I haven't been to a brunch in a minute, but yesterday. I thought you
said you went to a brunch yesterday, right?
No, I said usually I go to like day parties and brunches. Yesterday, this was from 10 to 3 in the morning.
Okay.
And I guess things have changed and really started to open up since now they've said that COVID is just completely done. Because prior to yesterday, most places in Jersey, they closed around like 11, not 11, but like 12:1, the latest. So, yeah, like we had a great time yesterday. Like it was a bunch of, Justin was there. So Justin was on episode,
something.
Yeah.
7, let's guess 7. He was on episode 7.
I don't think it was 7.
Okay, maybe.
Either way, he was the one. I'll probably put the link somewhere on the screen. But yeah, he was there. And it was like an older crowd. It was like an R&B night. And they were playing Usher. They were playing like Keisha Cole. Like they was playing like all the 90s and yeah, like early 2000s R&B. So it was a vibe.
Okay. Now, when the bill came, right?
Let's talk about the bill.
Let's talk about the bill.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
I'm gonna get into what I'm gonna get into. You got excited. So.
Because I love the way my friends handle the bill. Like it's so seamless. It's so like planned out, and like there's literally no issues.
Girls operate like that.
No, they don't.
Oh, okay, shit.
Like
I must be the one that I'm around.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe it's as you get older, but I don't know, or just the group of women that you're around. But I've been in other situations where like we're giving the waiter like 5 different cards trying to split it down the middle. And for the waiter, like I've never worked in like hosting in restaurants and stuff like that, so I'm sure that can be like just exhausting and annoying to try to like split like 5 different cards from like a $500 bill, you know. So we don't do that. So what? But
I think times has changed just a little bit, where Zelle and Cash App is a little bit more. Maybe that's why, back in the
it
day,
made it more seamless.
Back in the day, we ain't have that. So
yeah, because
I ain't carry cash. Go ahead.
Let me say what we do now, because I never carry cash either. Like I just don't like having cash. But so what we'll do is we'll pay the deposit. Like one person will pay the deposit on their card, and then we'll Zelle or Venmo that person our half. And then once the bill comes, they pay the bill again on their card, and then the next morning it's like split it down the middle, and she'll be like, "Hey, this is how much everyone owes."
Oh, y'all wait until the morning?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Now I need that ASAP. Like I'm not waiting.
No, because with my group of friends, like we more so check in to make sure everyone's okay. Like, oh, did you get home safe? Like, are you guys good? Like, how you feeling this morning? And then it'll be like, by the way, this is how much everybody owes. And then I'm like, okay, bet. And then just send it.
Yeah,
super simple.
One of the things that me and the fellas we try to do is we'll do the Zelle or we'll do the Cash App. But typically, if it's somebody's birthday, all right, you got this one, you got that one, you got this one. Even if it's more or less, it's like it'll come back to us. So it's not really nobody's really tripping on it. But if you ain't got it, you need to speak up.
You can't come.
Nah, you could come.
Oh.
Nah, you could come. We understand that everybody's going through some situations. If I invite you out and you ain't got it, I still want you to come out. So I got you.
Yeah.
But we got to have that mentality as homies. Like, I don't want you to feel like you got to order fucking water. Because I remember when
don't also order the filet mignon. Like, get the most expensive shit on the menu.
If that's what you want.
But if you don't have it, and then they order the most expensive thing, like, that's okay?
It depends on the person. Like, if you come with me, get what you want. You here with me. Like, I got you.
Well,
you're not going to be inconsiderate, and if you are, you're probably not going to be my friend.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Like, when I go out with my friends, sorry, we're drinking rosé.
Rosé?
It's making me so gassy. Anyway, like, no one is getting like crazy shit on the menu. Like, no one's getting, especially if we're like at a lounge or whatever, where we probably had dinner prior to or like ate before we got there. Like, we're more so ordering things that we can all share. So yesterday we had like calamari, wings, and
escargot, caviar.
No. But it was just something where we all just like shared and like picked in or whatever. It was not like, because they had like shrimp scampi and like different like actual restaurant meals, and we're like, no, like we're not here to eat. Like, we're here to just vibe out, turn up, right?
Be outside.
So yeah, like I think when it's like very seamless and y'all not like stressing over like, well, you got this and you got that, and you're really trying to like penny pinch.
Those are the people that don't need to come.
Yeah.
Because it's, first off, if you have a problem with it, you need to speak up in advance. You don't need to speak up afterwards. You need to let us know, like, this is going to be a problem for you. Like, I want to make sure that we're all comfortable here. But you over here that bill over there, I only got
I don't even think I got friends like that anymore.
It's usually my family's not like this, but the situations that I've seen, it's usually from like family gatherings. Like if you do like a birthday party, and then all of a sudden, because you know your friends come in, they ready to turn up for you. Like everybody's here for you.
I haven't really, like, now that I think about it, I haven't really went out to a restaurant with my family in a long time. Like we kind of do like stuff at the house, and people will cook,
that's why,
bring food. Because because it's much simpler to do than like trying to figure out bills and who could pay what.
Now, when y'all be tipping, what y'all tip? Or what you tip?
I didn't see the bill last night, so I don't know how much the tip was. But when I go out and I tip, I usually will do like the middle.
What's the middle?
So, because they usually give you like 4 options, right? Like they'll give you 10%.
Oh, so you don't have
20%.
a standard?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, like, but to me, I'll also think about the service. Like I'll keep that in mind as I'm choosing which percentage to put down. So that's how I did. I
always tip 20% no matter where I go, unless I want to give you more, right? Even if you give me bad service, like I went to IHOP earlier and it was hair in the food. I didn't realize that afterwards, but you know, you still get
ate it.
It wasn't my food.
Oh, that's why.
You still get your 20% because I respect the hustle, right?
Okay.
But I also don't feel like I need to tip you. Like, this is an option. And, you know, sometimes y'all service don't be shit. Y'all service be trash.
Don't like? I recently went to Shake Shack, and
they asking for tips at Shake Shack?
So now they have the monitor where you can, like, do the self-order. Like, they have a Panera. And they have an option to put a tip. And I'm like, if I'm doing the self-order, why do I have the option to tip?
I mean, because it's essentially the same thing.
That I never tip.
If somebody took your order, all they're doing is writing it down. You're still ordering it yourself.
But I don't know. So when you're at a restaurant, I'm also thinking of like how much you're checking on me, like on my table, getting drinks, like how quickly the service is. And if I'm doing the self-service, putting in my order, like none of that matters. Like I'm literally in and out this restaurant. Like I'm not sitting down and getting any type of service. So I don't. Do you tip for those? I don't tip for those self-services.
I don't tip for those. And I actually hate when waiters and waitresses constantly come to my table. Like, it annoys me.
Yeah, no, there has to be like a happy medium.
Like, I just got the food. How's your food? Motherfucker, I didn't taste it yet.
What more do you
like, goddamn, I don't even know if it's hot or cold. I didn't put my fork in it. You want me to tell you the Coming to America joke? Where's the spoon? Like, no, motherfucker, back up.
Yeah.
Give me like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Then I'll be feeling like I'm being rushed, you know? And that to me is bad service. Like if you're constantly like checking in and like, oh, here's the bill. Like even if your shift is ending, don't be like, oh, are you guys ready for the bill? Because that will rub me the wrong way. Like if I don't ask for it, don't say that.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, we're going to teach Dana to tip 20%, not the middle, because the middle could say 18%. And they get upset with that. All right, I got your back.
I've never worked in restaurants. I don't know.
Yo, they remember faces too.
Yeah. I never go to the same place twice.
Okay, big boss.
Anyway, as y'all know, we are in February, which is the quote unquote Black History Month. We are Black History every day.
Every day.
But what we're gonna do for this might be a permanent segment, depending on like how it goes, because I feel like we should have this, not necessarily just for this month.
So not just for Black people.
No, I'm saying not just for February.
What they don't tell you is that the first snowman was black.
Anyway, so what the segment is us highlighting Black people and what things they have done to inspire us on a day-to-day. It can either be from history, it can be from now, or it can be like family and friends, like people close to you. So one person specifically that I want to start it off with is a Black woman. Her name is Tiffany James, and I was recently on a free webinar she had on Saturday. So it was Saturday morning it was supposed to be from, I think it said like 1 to 2. So it ended up going to like 2:33. And the webinar was just teaching colored minority women about the stock market. And she has this whole program basically explaining and breaking down like how to make money from the stock market. And I thought it was interesting because like her story was just so inspirational, where she recently just started like investing her time and research on like how to buy stocks and teach people. And she made her first $1 million like 2 years ago, like recently. So now she has her own program called Modern Black Girl. And I was on the webinar, and like it was just so dope and relatable. Like she's not most stock webinars, because I've been on a couple of them in the past. Like that was something that I got into during COVID. Like I talked about that with Dr. Jazz. And most of those webinars were boring, and it's like very like monotonous conversation, and it just wasn't really interactive, and I just like tuned out quick as fuck. But with hers, like just the conversations and the way she was breaking things down, it was like, oh, okay, this makes a lot of sense. So it went on for like probably like 2.5 hours, and I'm like, damn, like it didn't feel like it. So I just want to shout out her, because like she has cultivated and built a platform where now she's teaching other women like how to do this and what she's done. And she doesn't have like millions of followers on Instagram. I think she has like 30K. Like she's still small, but like just what she's doing for the community, I think is super dope. So shout out to Tiffany James.
Shout out to Tiffany James. And we'll make sure we put all her links, websites, anything like that. We would love for y'all to support her.
Yeah, I'll put her Instagram and stuff.
Because, you know, support for her is dope, and that's what we here for, right? Unfortunately, Dana had research opportunities for this. So my black person, and I don't mean to silly it up, but I'm dead serious when I say this, but my black person is Flavor Flav.
Okay.
Like,
I'm not judging.
It's okay. When it came to rediscovering yourself, continuing to evolve, he is a pioneer for that. He was a guy that, you know, didn't hesitate to get on TV and do whatever he had to do what's up for his family, make waves and be a pioneer, whether it's in hip hop, whether it's in reality TV. And one of the more important things that he did for somebody like me, who struggled when it came to having confidence, when it came to talking to girls and different things like that, is he gave us a platform to be yourself, be self-expressive. I started giving girls nicknames in high school because of Flavor Flav. And I still do it to this day, where I nickname girls, right? We talked about Valentine's Day earlier.
Yeah.
You laughing, I'm dead serious. We talked about Valentine's Day earlier when it came to why am I sentimental? Well, I'm sentimental because I seen Flavor Flav take a woman to KFC because she really loved chicken.
I think I saw that episode.
Yep. And he locked the KFC down, had a personalized date for him, and it was dope. He gave girls nicknames based on their personality traits, things that he observed and noticed. Like, those are things that I literally take into my day-to-day. Okay. So, you know, shout out to Flavor Flav. Like, I again, it come off silly. It come off silly, but he really did a lot.
No, he did do a lot, especially when it comes to like dating shows and reality shows of what they are to this day.
You know, Krishan and Blueface could take some notes off Flavor Flav.
We need to stop talking about that. Like, I cannot.
I just had to tie it all in.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's all I had. You wanna add anything?
Aside from hitting up our Gmail.
Oh shit.
Like, I'm gonna need y'all have typewriters? Y'all have what was that, Macintosh computers? Something? They need to start typing.
Mac?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
MacBook? Okay.
Nobody says Macintosh.
Sorry.
That's
Apple.
from like 2000.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, y'all
need to get onto them computers and hit up our Gmail. WOAW pod
at gmail.com. We actually had one question that someone put on, I don't know if it was a short or on the YouTube video. And it was a very like thoughtful question and very personal. And we just decided to just answer it. I don't know if I answered it on the actual comment or what, but yeah, like if you guys feel that comfortable to want to like really confide in us, like that's dope. Definitely hit us up, because we can help in any way we see fit.
Yeah, and we definitely want to appreciate everything that y'all do for us and give to us. So continue to engage, continue to like, comment, share. We appreciate y'all so much.
We do. And on that note, we outside and we out.
Oh, that camera.
I don't even know which way to look.